So when I read the Chronicles of Higher Education recently and saw that we were among the top universities in the country in terms of private giving, I was not surprised. If you ask me where it all started, I would have to say it started in many respects with the generous gift, the far-sighted and visionary gift that Michael Price gave back to his own alma mater. I think the legacy of Michael Price in many ways is the excellence of the University of Oklahoma, not just at the Price College of Business. We've seen the impact he's had there. But as I've said, he also changed the mindset of countless numbers of friends and alumni of this university. He's made them realize that with state appropriations alone, the University of Oklahoma could never become great. That it's taken the generosity and the commitment and really the selfless giving of all of our friends and all of our supporters to step up as real stewards of the university and make a difference and build for excellence. So in many ways, I have to say that the legacy of Michael Price is the excellence of the University of Oklahoma.
Many people know the story of Michael Price. As you know, he came from Long Island to the University of Oklahoma. He wanted to be a walk-on the football team, but instead, he found the School of Business.
We met at the business school our junior year, 1971, became fast friends at that time. But he was a good student. When he cared about a course, he was a very good student, very bright, highly competitive, very good at sports, really tough. I mean, if you played football with him, or I played tennis with him a lot, he was a tough competitor. And I think he took that competitive, hardworking spirit back to Wall Street with him after he graduated from the University of Oklahoma. And I think that you can credit some of his success to those aspects.
The very first time I met Michael was as he was stepping off his plane at Westheimer Airport. I was the designated student to host him for his visit to OU as he was considering making this landmark naming gift. And so from the time I first carried his bags from the tarmac to the Union Ballroom to the opportunity I have today to really see it come full circle and serve as the Dean of the Michael F. Price College of Business, he's been a big part of my life and the life of thousands and thousands of students over the last 20 years.
It doesn't seem that it's been 20 years since that happened. I still remember the day very well. Michael had come to campus to teach courses at the College of Business, something that he truly enjoyed doing. We expected he was going on right to New York after our conversation, but then he turned to Molly Boren and said, "I believe I will stay and eat dinner with you after all." Then over dinner, he first of all told Molly, he said, "I want you to hear how much I think these two men are planning to ask me for, because they should be embarrassed." And he said, "No, go ahead and tell me, how much is it?" And I said, "Well, and I thought this was kind of an out-of-body experience. I heard myself say, "Well, it's only about $20 million that we're asking you for," which was at that time the largest gift I'd ever asked anyone for. So he said, "Well, we'll discuss it later." So we were eating then, having indigestion, at least I was, and so was the dean. And we had our proposal all prepared in a very tidy little book. And so he finally said, as he finished dinner, "Well, I have to fly to New York, go back home pretty quickly, so why don't you just give me an overview of your proposal?" So we handed him the book. He opened the book, and he looked at it very quickly, as Michael always does. He closed the book, and he said, "Well, I'll look this over some more on my flight back to New York." He said, "Will you be at your office in the morning at 8 o'clock? And I said, "I certainly will be." And he said, "I'll call you at 8 and I will give you my answer." So with that, we bid him adieu. He got on the plane, went back to New York. And of course, I didn't sleep well that whole night, wondering about how would all of this work out. But he called back at 8 o'clock, just as he said. And he said, "Do you have your book in front of you?" And there were some 22 different pieces of this proposal that we'd given him. And he said, "Let's just walk through it." And he said, "I'll do 1, 2, and 3. I'm not very interested in 4. I'll do 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. I'm not very interested in 9. He walked all the way through. our proposal. And then finally he said, so that really doesn't come to just quite what you asked me for, but it comes to $18 million. Is that acceptable? And I said, oh, it's very acceptable.
One would have to go back in time to really understand how transformative this gift really was. It was not so much the number associated with the gift, it was the example of generosity, or more importantly, an investment in the future of the University of Oklahoma.
One of the most important things to come out of his gift in 1997 was the creation of the Student Investment Fund. He dedicated $100,000 to the starting of this class. This class has been so important for the students because they're investing real money, they're doing real research, they're making real presentations, and the culmination of all these allow our students to interview better and get real jobs when they graduate.
My greatest interaction with him has been through the Student Investment Fund, which was a student-run portfolio that he contributed to. Started with a $100,000 gift, again in 1996, which I just learned today is now worth $830,000.
That's very impressive. I mean, tell me anyone wouldn't want that type of return in their 401k. 8 times your money in 20 years. That's got to be probably over an 11% rate of return. That beats the S&P 500, and the students at OU have been able to accomplish that.
The Price Scholarship is something that Michael F. Price donated to the university. It was a select group of students from each class that got to go spend a summer up in New York. Our rent was covered, which is, huge expense up there. We got to take classes at NYU and Columbia, and then we also kind of got set up with some different potential internship opportunities, but it was up to us really to fulfill that. But it was just a great chance to get up to New York that I think a lot of students, would not have had the opportunity to do.
Today, we benefit in so many ways from the power of Michael Price's naming gift. It's transformed the physical environment. It has strengthened the intellectual vitality and rigor of our increasingly national and globally recognized academic programs. But maybe most importantly, it's translated into a spirit of confidence, the awareness and certainty that the Price College of Business at the University of Oklahoma can compete on the global stage.
I think like a lot of Oklahoma families, the university's been a family affair. And so my first interaction with Michael was through his son, Jonathan. And so from all these years, Jonathan and I have been really close, and then with Jonathan's twin brother, Andy, and then obviously through Michael as well. So it's a family affair. They could have chosen any school in the country, but they chose the University of Oklahoma to continue to stay connected.
Well, we have a fabulous visionary in Dean Pullen and President Bourne, of course, and then with Michael's leadership, I've said this a couple of times, and that is, it's now up to us as the people executing the plan to continue their vision, and we think we're going to. We have done some things to the MBA program, for example, to change the curriculum, to make it more experiential, to get our students out in the business world quicker, sooner, faster, to make an impact and to get themselves comfortable in business environments.
The gift that Michael Price gave 20 years ago is more than just money. It's a gift of stewardship and of giving. And I think that example is something that is really where the legacy lies that he's giving. That students will go away knowing that it's not just enough to have an education, that now that we have this education, how can we use that and how can we make opportunities for future students even better?
When people initially think about the gift that Michael F. Price made to the College of Business, they think about the building. But I know that gift goes far greater than just bricks and mortar. It goes to support our faculty, our staff, and most importantly, our students.
So in a sense, his gift to create Price College and his gift to intercollegiate athletics, both for endowing a scholarship as well as helping in our facility needs, was a big part of creating the foundation upon which we've built our program of today.
When I think of Michael Price and the University of Oklahoma, I think of no limitations. Michael came here from Long Island and wanted to watch the Sooners play football. He wanted to see what the university was like, and through that, he had an education. He decided he wanted to give back. He decided that there wasn't any limitations on how you can invest in others.
There's so many different instances of impact that have been traced from the Michael Price naming gift. Perhaps one of the most important is the establishment of a culture of giving, a culture of co-investment, whereby so many of our amazing alumni and increasing levels of corporate partnerships are investing behind our students, investing alongside the university and college, stepping into an environment where public funding isn't as robust for higher education as it historically has. Our ability to progress, our ability to provide the world-class impact both in and out of the classroom that our students desperately deserve can be traced to the leadership gift and the follow-on culture of giving that Michael Price brought to the College of Business.
To talk about it as a transformational gift is an understatement. It was transformational, of course, for the College of Business, but it was transformational for the entire university. It changed attitudes. It gave us all a sense of purpose of building one of the greatest universities in the country, and we've become known exactly as that in terms of our excellence, in terms of the excellence of our academic programs. It's just impossible for me to find the words to adequately express my appreciation for Michael Price and all that he's done, not only for the College of Business, but what he's done for the University of Oklahoma. No one has shown that he loves this institution more than Michael. And Michael, I can only say to you that the OU family returns that love and that appreciation to you in every way possible.